Friends, we are going to learn the concept of provisional ITC. So this concept is something like that. Suppose there is a chance that you are, let's say you have availed some input services or you have purchased something and you are having invoices in your hand. When you are having invoices in your hand, when you see that invoice is there, you have paid this much of money and you have also paid GST on that. So naturally, you will be thinking that you are eligible to take ITC, that is input tax. Okay. For example, in a month, let's say you are a businessman. In a month, you feel that you have purchased from 100 parties and 100 people have supplied you. So total number of invoices are 100. Okay, so you believe that on these 100 invoices, let us say for 100 invoices, amount involved is rupees 1 lakh, and you have paid GST of 18,000. So you will believe that 18,000 is your asset. Is it not? 18,000 ITC is available. Okay, and when you have done this accounting entry, you have definitely made an entry that purchases account debit, ITC under different heads, ITC GST, it might be SGST, it might be IGST, all ITC. ITC to the extent applicable. This much money is purchase account debit, all this amount debit to bank. You have made this entry in accounting, yes or no? Because you have purchased, you have definitely made an account. And your accounting ledger, if you see these ledgers, it shows that these are the current assets are there. Okay. And when you have sold something, let us say you have supplied something, at that time, you know, you will be having some GST liability. And you definitely try to adjust this ITC with that liability. How it is to be adjusted, you already know that process. Okay, but adjustment is possible after confirming. Is it not? And when you are seeing, when we are visiting your GST website, after logging in, when you are checking your ITC ledger, electronic credit ledger, what you are finding? You are finding out of these 100 invoices, only, for example, let us say only 85 invoices are reflected. You are having 100 invoices, right? On that basis, in accounting, you have already shown that this much of credit is available with me, and you are going to adjust it. But practically, you see that GST electronic ledger shows only 4 invoices of 85 invoices. That means you tell me what has happened to remaining 15 invoices. Who can tell me what has happened? Why that those things are not reflected? Can anyone tell me?
They're not filled by the supplier.
Yeah, supplier has not filed. Practically, many times what happens, we don't have any control over the supplier. Supplier has not filed. So we'll make a request, please rectify your mistake. Okay, in worst case, you can say, if that is so, you are not filing that, you have collected the money illegally from us, pay it back. We will be paying it. Okay, if supplier gets it rectified, then fine, it will be reflecting that. Now, question comes, let us say supplier has not filed it. Is there any possibility that still we can take credit? Answer is yes, but provisionally. We can take provisional credit. Government will allow you to take a provisional credit on those invoices which has not been filed by the respective suppliers. But there is an upper cap, how much you can take. How much credit you can take? Let me explain it with the help of this example. I told you 100 invoices are there. In these 100 invoices, 85 is reflected, okay, in my GST way, and correspondingly credit is available in my electronic credit ledger. And 15 invoices are not reflected. Fine. So far as ITC available in this 85 invoices, any amount, let us say it is available 10 lakh. That 10 lakh ITC, you can use it. Because it is available. 10 lakh ITC is available. Use it 8 lakh. But here you see, on the remaining 15 lakh, let us assume that ITC available is 2 lakh. Okay, ITC available means in your account it is showing, but in GST ledger it is not showing. GST electronic credit ledger it is not showing. In GSTR 2B also it is not showing. Earlier I had shown you GSTR 2B how it looks like. If supplier has filed his return, automatically that gets populated in my GSTR site. Okay. If required, I will be showing you once again. So these 2 lakh question comes whether I can take ITC. I can take it, but as of now,
There one doubt.
Yeah, tell me.
That this 10 lakh and 2 lakh, we are assuming it now.
10 lakh, 12 lakh, we are assuming. Yeah, we are assuming as my input tax credit in those invoices. You want a different figure? Then tell me.
No, sir, no, sir.
These are assumptions. Okay.
Okay, sir.
The 10 lakh is not the invoice value. What is 10 lakh? 10 lakh is the ITC, that means GST. GST component in that invoice. This 2 lakh is also GST component in that invoice. That is not invoice value. Okay, it's not the full value of invoices. Is it clear to you?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now here, this 10 lakh ITC for which suppliers have uploaded the invoices, 100% ITC is available. No problem. But here for 2 lakh, it is limited to 5%. 5% doesn't mean that of the 2 lakhs 5%. 5% means 5% of this 10 lakh for which bills have been filed. So you can take ITC on provisional basis maximum for 5% of how much? This 10 lakh for which invoices are.
So then what is the work of this 2 lakhs?
What is the
Work of this 2 lakhs, like which is like this side was not paid.
work of the 2 lakh? What is the use of the 2 lakh? Is, let us say in this example, 5% of 10 lakh is how much? How much?
50,000.
5% of 10 lakh.
50,000.
50,000. Okay. So you're eligible to take 50,000 credits provisionally, but how much is available? 2 lakh rupees. So 2 lakh rupees you can use it. Remaining 50,000 rupees you can use it. Remaining 1.5 lakh you will not be able to use it right now. You'll be able to use it when the supplier files his return. When suppliers uploads the invoice. Till that time, you have to pay it through cash. If your GST liability is there, you cannot utilize it. You have to pay cash through cash ledger. Okay. The use of this 2 lakh is to calculate that out of this 2 lakh, how much you will be able to utilize, how much you will not be able to utilize. Since invoices has not been filed, you will be able to utilize it only on provisional basis.
Sir, can you repeat the 1.5 lakh wala thing, what you said?
1.5 lakh means, you see, you are eligible to take credit 2 lakh rupees as per you, because your accounting record says that you have purchased material and 2 lakh ITC is available. It's a different story that supplier has not uploaded those invoices, therefore it's not reflected in the electronic credit ledger. Okay, so this 2 lakh you can avail it, but there is a upper limit. Upper limit is, let's say, upper limit is as of now is 5% of the invoices which are already uploaded. Invoices uploaded at 10 lakh. 10 lakhs, 5% comes to 50,000. So maximum up to 50,000, you can avail credit and provisional basis. So this 10 lakh is 100% plus another 50,000. So maximum credit available is 105%. 100% for those bills which are uploaded and 5% extra limit there for those bills which has not been uploaded but invoice copy is available. Are you getting it? Did you understand? Yes or no? Now, if you've understood this, let me show you the related rules for that. Then we'll try to uh, do an exercise by using Excel. Now, the related rule is, now, as you can see, this is rule 36.4. This talks about provisional ITC. This says a taxpayer who is filing GSTR 3B can claim provisional ITC only to the extent of 5% of the eligible credit available in GSTR 2B. So if something is reflected in GSTR 2B, so that's 5% one can avail as a provisional credit. Okay, understood. This is the rule. To explain that rule, let me tell you. If you go to the GST site, we have visited that site earlier also. You can find one electronic cash ledger where when you deposit cash, it is reflected there, and electronic credit ledger. Electronic credit ledger means when you avail some input service or use some input supply, that credit is reflected there. Okay, so we know once credit is reflected, we'll be able to use it. How to use it, how to utilize the credit, earlier classes we have already studied that. We know how to, what other these various kinds of ITC are going to be utilized. Okay, but there is a possibility that an item may not be reflected in electronic credit ledger since the supplier has not uploaded those invoices. In that case, this limit of 5% that we studied right now will be useful to us. Okay, we'll be able to take input tax credit on the basis of this self-monitoring mechanism. GST operates under self-monitoring mechanism. That means only when supplier files a return, it will be reflected in my account, reflected in the account of the ledger of the purchaser, and purchaser can avail credit. So when the supplier's bill and this purchaser's bill matches, they can take. Okay, that is possible. Now, at this stage, if at all supplier has not filed, then there will be a mismatch. Even in that mismatch situation, the purchaser can still take credit on provisional basis. Okay, and this is the limit in which provisional credit are available. Now, now just a minute. Now, what you want to ask, Sivasis, please ask your question at this point.
Sir, the question is that, sir, if I don't have any ITC available with me, the ITC is 0. Sir,
then you cannot take. No. So your point is that not a single bill is filed. Then yes. You see, you are not eligible. That means your entire, nobody has filed it. Then you are not eligible to take anything on provisional basis. Is it clear to you? Yeah. Now you see. To explain that concept, you can use this picture. This picture says, or this particular chart says, ITC on invoices or on debit notes which have been uploaded by the supplier in their GSTR 1. That ITC, you can avail credit 100%. Okay, you can see 100% of the ITC can be claimed. But ITC relating to the invoices which are not uploaded. Okay, how much you are eligible? 5% of the ITC available on uploaded invoices. So invoices which are uploaded, that is the basis. On that basis, we decide how much is allowed, how much credit is allowed. Okay. I will show you some example. This is an example I am showing you. Let us say 85 invoices are uploaded in GSTR 1 and the ITC value is 9.5. So far as this 9.5 is concerned, entire credit one can have. But let us say 15 invoices are not uploaded and the value is 0.45. Value means this ITC value is 0.45. Okay. Now what will happen? You have to see that for this 9.5 lakhs, 5%. 9.5 lakhs, 5% comes to here in the note, this calculation is there. It comes to 0.475. Okay, 0.47. So, and we are having credit of 0.45. So since 0.45 credit I need and my limit, eligible limit is 0.475, the entire credit I can take. That is the concept. I can take the entire because this is within the limit. If it will exceed the limit, then it is restricted to 0.475. I'll show you with the help of an example. Okay, how it operates if you want to understand. These are various returns which are filed by the GST registered person from time to time. On that basis, invoices of supplier gets matched with invoices of gets matched with the purchasers or you can say recipients ITC, and credit is allowed. Okay, now let me explain that concept, this particular concept, with the help of an Excel file. Just give me a second. We'll be doing an Excel file now. I'm trying to open an Excel file. Yeah, I think you are able to see a file now. I'm opening a new sheet now. This is about provisional ITC. Okay, are you watching it? How I will be doing it, let me tell you. I'm opening a column. Number of invoices. Reflected in GST portal. Then I write number of invoices. Sorry, invoice. Number of invoices. Second is not reflected. Are you getting it? Are you able to see it? Let me increase the font size. So these things we want. Let us say our here in our example, I gave you 85, 15. Okay. Now, if I take, let us say bill value. Bill value, assume 10 lakh. Okay. So let us say it is having 3 lakh. Are you getting me? And let us say on this bill, GST component. For simplicity, we'll take only one GST. Let us say it is IGST only. Anything it will be GST component. Let's say this into 0.18. Second also this into GST 0.18. So totally you are finding that as a businessman, you had 100 invoices. Bill value was 13 lakh. And GST means your ITC. Okay. ITC was this much. Are you getting up to this? Is it clear? Yes or no?
So here that 18% is like the assumption or that like it is fixed 18%? Like
18%.
like 18, yeah.
18% as of now it is assumption. So you'll be knowing gradually that in most of the items we'll be learning separately GST rates. Most of the items applicable rate is 18%, but there are higher rates also 28%, 5% like this. Different rates are also there. At appropriate time we'll be learning it when we'll be learning GST rates, but right now it is an assumption. Okay, now 18% is assumption. Okay. Now question comes, this ITC, how could I take it? I have invoices, but how can I take it? Are you getting it? For that thing, what we'll do, I'll refer to the rule. Okay, and what the rule says, so far as these invoices are concerned, you see, provisional ITC in percentage first time. Tell me how much percent? First case it is not provisional ITC. First case it is ITC. Yeah. First case it is ITC. Second case will write provisional ITC. First case input tax credit you are getting. It is 100%. Okay. Second case you are getting provisional ITC. How much percentage? Who can tell me?
5%.
5%.
5%. Right now it is 5%. As I told you earlier, it was sometime before it was 10%, prior to that 20%. So no one knows it may become 0 also. But right now it is like this. Okay, ITC percentage. Now we'll write ITC amount. ITC amount. Similarly, ITC amount is how much? 100% means how much? This into 100%. Same thing. Is it done? And what is the provisional ITC amount? Who can tell me?
Go 1,80,000 it is 5%.
Provisional ITC amount means it is a limit. That is maximum you can take this.
9,000.
Is how much? Yeah.
9,000.
5% of 1,80,000. So 9,000. Okay. But how much ITC you are already having? 54. Okay. So provisional ITC limit. So ITC available how much? Equal to this amount is entirely available. Second amount, how much is available? 54 you are having, but how much is available?
9,000.
Right.
8,000.
How much?
9,000.
9,000. Okay, so I'll write, let us say, minimum of this or this. Now it is coming 9,000. Okay. Suppose for whatever reason, it is not 3 lakh. It is only 10,000. If it is 10,000, it comes 1,800. You can take 1,800. Your limit is 9,000. It is 8. Are you able to understand this? Yes or no? Now, suppose it is 1 lakh, then 9,000. Let us say it is 50,000. You can still get 9,000. Or sorry, why it is not changing? Yeah, it is changing. 50,000, you will get 9,000. Suppose it is 40,000, you are getting 7,000. Did you understand this concept?
Yes.
Will you be able to do it in our next workshop model?
Like that second, like for 7,200 at
Let
5%.
me explain you once again. I am writing you number of invoices, 85 that reflected in invoices reflected in GST portal. That is first row. Invoices not reflected in GST portal. This is the second row. Number of invoices, 85, total 100 invoices. This is the bill value. And GST, it is assumed to be 18% on that basis. Or we can do one thing. We can improve this model. We can write here. You can change the percent also. Here you can give a data GST rate. Or we can try here. We can put it here. Bill value. We can put one more column. We can improve this model. You can further improve it. IGST, CGST improve GST rate. Let us say in the both cases it is 18%. It is not necessary that it will be always 18%, but here we are taking it 18%. Okay. So my GST amount will be this into this. Now, did you understand? Invoice value, this is the GST rate, this is the GST ITC. And here you see what the rule says, ITC you can take 100% for those invoices which are already reflected, already uploaded. If they're not reflected, then you can take 5%, but here you have to see 5% of 180. This 5% is not to be linked with 7,000. Are you getting it? Yes or no? Are you saying it?
I got this one, but I'm asking if GST is like less in comparison that one.
Tell me whatever may the situation you tell me. So here you see ITC is 7,200, but your permissible limit is 9,000. So you can take 7,200. Suppose it is more. If you feel it is more, suppose here the rate is not 18%, rate is suppose 0.28. Luxury goods you are doing. 11,200 is credit available, but you are eligible for 9,000. So how much you can take? Only 9,000. Finally, you will be able to avail for 9,000. So this model, I want all of you should be able to do it.
So whichever will be more, that amount will be taking.
Whichever is lower, because this is the maximum limit. Okay, and formula for this thing you see, mean means minimum, bracket starts, minimum of these two cells. Select these cells. I write once again, you see what the formula writing, MIN, bracket starts, minimum of these two cells. This is my first cell, click, comma, this is my second cell, bracket end, stop. Now that will behave like a formula. This is, I think, little better formula, little better model that we have done. Now automatically this cell can take decision. This, okay, that is your final decision where formula is put. Now everywhere you see formula is put. Only in the month end you have to find out How much value is reflected? Suppose value is not 10,000, it is 12,000, 12 lakh. Write it 12 lakh. How much is not reflected? Maybe it is 45,000 or any 15,000. You can find it. The month end, you will be getting your answer. Is it useful or not? So you can give the name Provisional ITC calculation. So, yeah, did you understand it? Any query you have? Do you have any query? Oh. Yeah, this is our model. I think it looks a little better. Okay, can you do this exercise in your next session? Next session, we'll be doing a workshop on this. Different situations will be given to you. So you should be able to arrive at a decision that how much ITC you are going to avail, how much normal ITC and how much is provisional ITC. Not a very difficult thing, right? Recorded video will be made available to you. But if you have understood, if as today class you are there, then 100% you will be able to do it. Small concept, but this will be useful in real life. Okay, I think Excel has solved the purpose. Or still you have some query? Okay, so how it works, particular system, how the system works, how we do it, that once GSTR 1 is filed, let's say supplier is filing GSTR 1, then what happens? That becomes visible for the recipient. Recipient can see it in GSTR 2A. You know, GSTR 2A automatically gets populated on the basis of supplier's data. Now the recipient can easily understand that which are the invoices which are reflected in GSTR 2A and which are not reflected in GSTR 2A. If it is reflected in GSTR 2A, then fine. He can take 100% ITC, input tax credit. If it is not reflected, then what you can do on provisional basis. Okay. Okay, you can do it on provisional basis. But for provisional basis, there is a limit. Limit is 5% of the amount which is reflected in GSTR 2A. Is it okay for you? Is it okay? Hope you have understood this concept. Now be prepared. Next class will be doing a workshop. Okay, I stop here. Thank you very, very much.